we're busy.
Yeah.
and it's crazy.
Busy illegally taking children and making cases out of nothing.
You know what? Actually, I've never met you. I've had a lot of conversation with you over the phone. That's not my MO. I don't do that's always the last resort. That's why we did the 10-day. When you didn't show up, the reasonable effort, okay, that didn't happen.
But it was attested to on court documents to obtain that order.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
The reasonable efforts with the phone calls, yes, a letter should have been mailed.
And if you're too scared to visit my house, then what good are you to anybody? You're going to have to work with me at some point.
Right. And the minimum is 3 months. You've had cases. I don't know what that means. 3 months is
the shortest case we have.
The shortest case is 3 months, and that doesn't change. That part. You're already a month in. 2 more.
I promise you, things will go much more smoothly. Period. All right, you don't have the right to just come in there victim blaming, waving fingers in my faces in front of law enforcement that I went to school with at KWC and my children, and make everyone left with the impression that all this happened because Mom didn't even bother to show up for court. Because that's what you did. You came at me and you said, you should have came to court. And the next thing out of your mouth, how come Mr. James hasn't seen them since May 16th? Why are you so wrapped up in visitation? Every time I ask for anything, you guys don't do custody. Why all of a sudden, because Mr. James contacted you, instead of contacting me and organizing visitation, my children are gone? Everybody's scared of me. They don't want to talk to me. They're scared to come to my house.
They are very fearful of you.
Okay, then this is your job. If you can't do your job and mail a letter, is it scary to mail a letter?
It is not.
Is it scary to send an email? That's immediate response.
I didn't have your email.
No, she didn't.
No, but you did, and you signed off on this removal. No,
we didn't.
So she has the authority.
We didn't recommend the
removal.
We didn't recommend that.
We did not. We did not do a removal.
You didn't. So who recommended that?
The
judge.
Let me tell you how the courts
based upon you making reasonable effort to prevent removal that we all know you did not do.
Let me tell you how court goes. Okay. Whenever we showed up at court, okay.
For the secret hearing.
Mm-hmm, we do a 10-day. We did a 10-day. The 10-day is a petition basically just to get you in.
Without telling me about the court date.
It was the cop's responsibility to serve you.
It was.
You could have left a note on the door if you really wanted.
Now that part we could have done.
Yes.
Yeah.
That part we could have done.
All this would have been avoided. Does anybody care about the kids who got yanked out?
We do.
Okay. Can we act like that matters? Because this was traumatic and now they need counseling and they're going to be in counseling because this was completely unnecessary.
And Mr. James has got them in counseling.
Okay. Yeah. Which I, of course, am not a part of because nobody's told me anything about that.
And
no, definitely not.
Okay. Because this therapy is only for that forced removal. And I'm still trying to talk my older son into going because he needs it too. Because every little noise that comes at that door, he cries. He cries. Because it's bad enough for years we had to deal with David James banging and kicking at the door and banging and kicking at the door. Now we have police coming in and forcibly removing our children because I didn't make a secret court date. Like, that is really hard for that kid to digest. Okay, we have 3 years worth of going through Gordon and all of her failed stuff on domestic violence, and this kid knows, Mom, saving those text messages, saving those police reports, none of that matters. Nobody's ever going to look at it. Okay? He's lost all hope in that. And you just threw him back. Like, you had no choice. You had a choice. You could have reached out to me, but you chose to put our family through that.
I had no way to reach out to you.
Mail me a letter, put a note on the door. It's that simple.
I cannot put a note on the door because of HIPAA laws.
You can't put your phone number and your name on a Post-it right there on the door.
Well, you're not going to know who that is.
I will call you. Definitely, I will call you.
And
knock on the door. Bring a buddy. Bring 2 buddies. Knock on the door. We're not going to do anything. We gave you no reason to feel that you were going to be attacked on site. Okay?
Well,
that's not going to happen.
From talking to Sierra and Kendall, I would not go to your home without a sheriff's officer.
Well, then how are you going to be my worker going forward? Are we going to have sheriff's department in my house every time you come?
I think now since she's met you, and it's kind of like, that when you understand somebody's personality.
From this day forward, we're going to talk about today, not the past.
And how I have no phone calls.
Well, we're going to set that up now.
Yeah. And they did try, because I...
Saturday at 1:30, yes, ma'am, they did.
They called the Tuesday night, too.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. Both your kids told me they did. Are you calling your children liars?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance to speak with them. It must be great to speak with them. They're great kids, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
And I would never tell my children they are liars. Can you please stop with the name calling?
Well,
That is a whole different level of escalation. Please
they
stop.
both told me.
That matches the finger in my face at my house.
Okay,
Please stop.
Let's move on from here.
No name calling. Can we agree to that?
Yes.
Completely unprofessional.
We should have sent a letter.
At a minimum.
But then,
I would have responded. I've always responded. I've
Right.
never been non-compliant.
Right. We should have sent a letter. Sheriff's Department, we are not going to take ownership for them.
I have no problem with Sheriff's Department. They were doing their job.
Right.
But they were fulfilling an order that was falsely obtained.
But they did
Well,
not serve
they
you.
didn't serve you.
You could put a note on the door.
Yeah,
You could have
because-
emailed me. I mean, you had knowledge
I
this was
cannot-
happening.
And actually the Sheriff's Department, they had 10 days.
I don't know what that means because I don't know
but
anything was
because
filed.
we didn't, the petition that we filed, it wasn't an emergency because it wasn't an emergency situation. It was just to get you into court, which of course, you didn't get the notification of the court date.
Why didn't you just email me?
I didn't have a reason to email you. I didn't. To notify you.
So
of a
you
court
would
date,
rather sign off on a removal than try to reach out to me?
I don't have to sign off on those. I review those. I don't have to sign off. My signature is not on that. The judge signs off on that, and only because, and I hate to say this, is because you were not at court.
Because I should have been calling the Judicial Center every day to see if I have a court date because nobody's going to tell me. I've set an alarm on my phone now. I set an alarm. I call Judicial Center every day now to see if there's another secret court date happening so I can lose rights because I didn't respond to an email that you didn't send or something like that. Because this is unacceptable. Right. It's unacceptable.